Dude, what's going on? It's Preacher. How y'all doing today? So I just made it to my stopping on Stewart Drifts or Duffs, something like that, Virginia, at the Target DC. But about, what was it? About 28 miles away, I was gonna stop at this fuel saver place, right? And it had a BP there, also had a petrol, but the fuel saver place was $4.49, and the petrol and the Pilot, they both at $4.79. So when I pulled into the fuel saver place, right, I guess I was in the lane the wrong way, but it didn't have no signs or anything like that. So I ain't know. So I was gonna go inside, to pay for some fuel because I only need about $200. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go $200. That's all I need, right? I get out my truck. The old white man, he comes to the door and he's holding the door. He said, "You in the wrong way. You're gonna have to turn around and point your truck in the right way." And I looked. I said, "Oh, okay. No problem. My bad." Then he go, "Now." I looked at the man like, "Okay, no problem." Right? Just turn around and walk away. And I got in my truck. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to even fuel here. I'm going right across the street to the petrol and pay the $4.79 instead of the $4.49. What's the point? The point of this is because I keep a prayerful mind and because I keep the Spirit of the Lord in me, I could have retaliated on how he jumped at me and screamed like now to me. Because the old Joseph would have been like, who in the you talking to? Right? I will to you. But no, I just like, hey, okay, no problem. I just got in my truck. And instead of turning around, trying to save 30 cents a gallon, I just went across the street. I was like, hey, no problem. Because it's the reality. Especially us minorities. Okay? We can get mad every time somebody insults us and don't treat us with respect. And we want to demand respect in everything. We can get mad when they don't do that. We can get mad when they don't jump on us or they jump on us the wrong way. And we can retaliate with all that. Now, this man, he was probably about 70, between 70 and 75 years old, right? And instead of me lashing back out at him, I just left. Didn't say nothing. I would put up my hand and say, hey, okay, no problem. And I just left. And of course, something in me was like, you should have did this, you should have did this. No, my first reaction, normally your first reaction is always the correct reaction or how you really are as a person. Okay, because if I would have jumped back on this dude when he screaming now to me and he got like in my face. Now I'm like, whoa, okay. I had to back up and did like this, right? All right, no problem. Now I could have, but my first reaction was just, and the regular customers that was in there saw what this guy did to me. I mean, I wasn't even in the store. He came out the door, was holding the door, so I couldn't even get into the store at all. So that's what I mean by, some people we could be so quick to, I just mean people in general. When somebody come down on us, we could be so quick to retaliate. But because I have the love of God inside my life, that's not my first reaction. Okay, my first reaction was, okay, no problem, peace. That was my first reaction. Just peace. Hey, oh, okay. Don't let him be the one that act like this. Now he may be feeling like, well, I told him, but the rest of the people, and they were white, that was in there was shaking their head, was like, why was you screaming at him? I just left because they saw my demeanor, they saw his demeanor, right? And they was like, why was you just screaming at him? Like, that's what one lady said. Like, why did you just scream at him? I just left. I ain't say nothing. It's just, okay, well, no problem. Because I have came to this realization, it's people like that in this world. And they gonna treat you however that they want to treat you, no matter what society is, no matter if it's wrong or right. Okay, and I'll always be like, listen, you can say what you want to say to me, okay, as long as you don't touch me. Now, if you touch me, that's totally different. Okay, but the words, I just back out and just leave, because words, do they hurt? Yeah, they sting a little bit, but you get over it. You do. They talked about Jesus. We say that all the time, right? Well, they talked about Jesus. They spit on Jesus. All right, well, you got to do that same thing. You still got to love them. You still have to turn the other cheek, and you go. Because that could be a test from God. Do you really have me in you? I said, let the light is in me shine. So if you really don't have God in you, it's not going to shine, right? Everything is always good until it's time for you to use it. You always have faith, right? The size of a mustard seed, until it's time for you to use that faith that you have. That's when you know if you have the faith. Then how much faith do you have? It's when it's time to actually use it. It says stand on God's word. Okay, well, it's easy to stand on God's word when everything is going right. But can you stand on God's word when everything is not going right? Can you still have that faith when it's really time to use that faith? Do you still believe that God is able when you going through things for a long period of time? Because the Bible said long suffering. Okay, it says, yeah, I got my orange up here. I'm sorry. But the Bible said long suffering, right? That's what the Bible said. Long suffering. Do you have God in you? Is Jesus really dwelling in you? Because times like this, when things like that happen, it should show. Y'all just seen nephew Tommy when he doing all these pranks on church people. Did he all of a sudden he get the church people cussing up a storm? I know. God ain't through with them yet, right? God ain't through with me yet. He's still working on me. I'm still to work on progress. Yeah, but you still should have some Jesus in you. And when times get tough, when you start going through stuff, that Jesus that you have in you should be shining through you through those situations. Okay? And afterwards, of course, I got thought, well, I should have told him this. I said, I'm like, no. Jesus was like, no, you did the right thing. Still show love. In spite of, you still showed love. And you just left. Why dwell on it? Why make things worse? Why say things or things like that? No telling what people would do. You don't know. I don't know. That man could have had a knife. He could have had a gun on him. He could have had anything, right? As soon as I raise up or anything, or I say something, and all of a sudden he feel threatened for his life. Now he want to pull out something and stuff like that. So, word of the day is, keep Jesus in you. Don't let him go. Keep searching. Keep striving. Believe God and have faith.